There are a lot of laws that we'll have to go by because Arkansas State Board of Education insists on it. But there are a lot that we can get around and do things like we want to, more like a private school. It has more flexibility to implement creative and innovative programs and policies. It is held more accountable for student success. This means that we will be stricter. The state looks at us in a more strict way than they do. You can't have anyone failing in a charter school. That's what it's all about. We have to make sure they succeed. To draw students from across district boundaries anywhere in the state of Arkansas. They don't just have to be in this community. They can come from anywhere in the state. A charter school is funded per student just like any other public school, but no tax monies may be used for charter schools except the money per student which all schools receive. That means each school, public, all, receives so much money per student. That's why the neighboring schools will fight us to keep us out because they'll be losing money. It is funded per student like other public schools. I've already read that, I think. It is completely free to all students. There will be no charges for, like a private school is. It is strictly state funded. Of course, you will have to buy your paper and pencil, these things, which they do too. But as far as your books, all of this is funded by the state. It is completely free for all students. It is supported by the federal school lunch program, which we will have the lunch program just like your public schools have. It must be started and run by a non-sectarian, non-profit organization, which that's what we are. It's called the entity. We have filed and have received the 501c3, which means it is a non-profit organization. It accepts initial grants, which I'll explain a little bit about the grants in a little bit. Why open up a charter school? The public schools in this area are not meeting academic proficiency. The surrounding schools are all in school improvement programs. Some people cannot afford to send their children to a private school. I know they're very expensive. The one in our area is. The future of the Stevens schools, once called the Stevens McNeil School, is uncertain. They have already fallen below the required number of students. They fell under that last year. There should be an alternative choice for the citizens of this area. That means you should have a choice of what you want your children to learn and what kind of school you put them in. Like I said, most people cannot afford a private school. How will public charter schools help improve education? It increases the opportunities for learning and access to quality education for all students. It provides a system of accountability for results in public education. It encourages innovative teaching practices. It encourages community and parent involvement in public education. One of the things that's required by a charter school, each student and each parent must sign a charter agreement with the charter school. And it states that you will work with your children, you will see that they do their homework, you will see that they make passing grades. It creates competition among public schools and thus stimulates improvement. If we could get a group of kids in here that are all excelling, naturally that's going to make the other parents want to send their kids to a school that can do that. Interdisciplinary instruction. I hope you're making notes because we want you to ask questions when we get through this. Maybe Dr. Young can answer. focus on mastery of skills. Alternative class schedules. Foreign language at an early age, which I believe would be first grade. K through
8. Every year.
We'll start with foreign languages. Fine arts intermingled. Strict discipline policies. That's something most of your schools do not have enough of. Increased parental involvement. Unique school calendar. You can expect a longer school day. I can start at around 7:30 and go until about 4:30.
Goes till 4, but with an hour tutoring till 5.
Yeah, so it's going to be a long
7:30 to
day.
5.
Also, it'll be a year-round school. This does not mean you'll go 52 weeks out of the year. I think probably it will be like a 9-week term, and then you'll have like a 2-week break. This will go on for the whole year. Student portfolios with individualized education plans. This will be a up-to-date, strict record of how a student is progressing, and it'll be kept close watch on. Student self-assessment and peer assessment. Increased emphasis on citizenship, ethics, and character education. Okay, deadlines. Like I said, we've already sent in our letter of intent, and we've had a reply back from the state. The deadline for open enrollment applications to be filed with the ADE, local school board, and other school boards likely to be affected by proposed public charter schools. This means we have to have our application, which last year was how many pages?
Well, altogether, a little over 100.
A very lengthy application, very detailed, and we have to have that in by August 31st. We have to file, send a letter to Stevens, Magnolia, probably Emerson Taylor, Nevada, and Camden.
Don't
Because
leave out Camden.
they're area students, because we can draw people from all of these schools. And like last year, they all were there and opposed it. We will have to go as a group before the Arkansas Board of Education, and the date will be sometime in November or December. Last year it was in mid-November or somewhere.
1st of November. Oh,
First of
they've
November.
always been 1st of November, but you never know.
Yeah, they'll send you a date, and all the charter school applicants will have to be there in person. And last year we chartered a bus, and I think we had 21, 22 people that went. Had a good representation. Okay, a little bit about grants. I may not know all there is to know about them, but I've tried to study up a little bit. The ADE implementation grant, there are 3 of them at $150,000. They're not all given to you at one time. You get one, use it up, just like that. So they just won't give it all to you at one time. The WFF, that's a Walton Family Foundation Planning Grant. There's 2 of them at $10,000. What these are, they'll send you $10,000. They don't necessarily have to be approved. They may not approve them, but chances are they will. But they'll send you $10,000, and this is to, it's a startup fund to use for advertising, promoting, just like the notices in the paper, refreshments, anything like this that will help us. I don't know if you noticed,